Cosmo, half Clydesdale, half Irish draft sport horse. Training for his owner, Andrea. Working on some of the basics in the foundation work with this guy. He's a sweet boy. I thought I would just share some of the stuff that I'm working on here, which is at the moment picking up feet, but not just picking up feet when I make him pick them up, but when I ask him to. So I'm asking to lift the hind leg. He kind of wants to scoot it over there. I bring him back with some dynamic food delivery to where we were positioned. And at this point, I started the recording in this session after I had already picked out, I think, 3 of the feet. So this is working on the last foot. And it actually was the foot he was struggling with the most, which is that right hind leg. And I think at this point, I still need to pick it out. I've picked out the others, and I'm just kind of waiting for him. Practicing a little on that front leg just to kind of get his confidence up. Bingo. Bingoing when he does the right behavior. So when he lifts the foot, I will bingo with my cue, my bridge signal, which is excellent, a voice cue. When I say excellent, he knows we did the right thing and the reward is coming. He's giving me space. He's keeps offering the backup because we had just been working on that in the previous sessions, where I would just send him back a little bit off of air pressure and he would back up and get rewarded for that. So he's offering me to back up, offering a backup here. And I'm wanting him to not back up. So, oh, I guess I still need to pick out the front foot too. Good. So I did get it. He's asking me for the foot back, and I'm asking him to just hold it a little bit longer. There. Then I give him his foot back and I reward him for being patient with me. Sweet boy. Check for the hind leg. And he wants to scoot around a little. This guy is a little better with his fronts at the moment than he is with his hinds. Especially, I think it's especially that right hind, but there we go. Now I'm building it up. So he actually was holding his feet still. And I went back to cue him for the lift, and he's able to do that while keeping his feet still. My next question is going to be, can I then hold your foot and pick it out while you keep your feet still? I feed him forward again to get it back into our better positioning for the camera. Nice. Turning a little, turning a little. And at this point, I haven't given him the bingo cue, the voice cue. That means the reward is coming. I'm just asking him to hold and wait. Hold on. You can hear my voice. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Come on, come on. Come on. Hey, I'm done with the picking out. I want to grab the cavesson because I was wanting to do a little work with some of the biomechanics, maybe introducing some of the laterals today. Mo has never done any laterals yet. I haven't even begun to teach him laterals. He does know some of the basic yields, yielding the shoulder. So basic shoulder yield, basic hindquarter yield. But we have not done much with any cavesson work. Mostly I've been working at Liberty with Mo. So I'd like to get him used to following a feel, a gentle feel. and start introducing some gentle negative reinforcement. Gentle guidance, as Nadine Lindblom calls it, and I like to call it gentle guidance as well. So we're just going to get the cavesson fitted on him here. I can maybe skip forward a little bit here. What cavesson on? It's going to buckle the throat latch or the jaw strap and the chin strap. There's two straps on the training cavesson that I use. I've got my line there, so I can attach the line. I just gave him a little reward for holding still for me while I went to do that, just waiting for me patiently. There was a day when Mo did not have that patience available, and he would just react and start following me everywhere like a magnet. So I like that he's having a little more self-control, a little more self-carriage here, being apart from me as I walk away and then come back. No, I think I do a little warm up here, checking our shoulder yields and hindquarter yields. We just go out on a circle, I think, here before I introduce any steps of lateral work to him. And my goal for today is to work on a little bit on introducing shoulder in. So that's working with the inside hind leg. And so my idea is let's just see how it goes. What he's able to offer, where things might get sticky for him. Oh, and clip him here because I saw he was asking me if he could go smell that little pile of poop right there. And I wanted to go the other way to grab a cone to put in the center of the arena. So I just saw the cone laying there and thought that I could use it as a visual with him. So I unclipped him so he could do his thing for a second and I could do my thing for a second. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll go ahead and start at liberty with him like we usually do before adding line in. Just rewarding him for staying connected with me. I'm asking him to step a little bit out with that shoulder instead of falling in toward me. Then I reward him for keeping himself out on the circle and me being a little more on the inside of the circle. Good. So I'm just asking him to stay out on his own circle line while I'm on an inner circle line. Yielding that hind quarter a little bit there. Good. Yep, stepping under with the inside hind leg. I had raised my whip and or I don't even know if I have the whip in my hand right there, but I've got the line, but I just pointed toward the inside hind leg and he was able to move it under. So that was great. Just a little check to say, are my buttons working here? A little pilot check before I take this plane into the air. I like how he's relaxed. Another little stepping under of that inside hind leg. 2 steps there, so I reward that. He wants to go have a little sniff around. I wait for him on my circle line so I don't follow him, nor do I force him or get angry or whatever and just say, no, come back here. I say, yeah, go ahead. Go do what you need to do. I could tell he wasn't wanting to really disconnect from me, so I let him go sniff around a little. And then we're just able to walk back on, get back to our circle. And I'm watching how he's moving his body, how relaxed he's feeling. Is he anxious about anything? Does he seem confused about anything? Here I'm asking his shoulders to step out because he was encroaching in toward me a little bit much there. So I just say, hey, can you keep your shoulder out a little bit on your circle instead of trying to come in on my circle? And again. Pointing the direction I want him to step with my hand, and he's complying. He's like, okay, I get you. I understand your cues here. I did not use fly spray on him today. I didn't think the flies were that bad. It wasn't sunny, it was a nice cool day, but there are some flies and they're a little clingy flies. So you will see him stomping and swishing a little bit. And here I'm trying to rub some flies off because I realize that I did not spray him and that the flies are a little worse than I had anticipated. So we'll be dealing with that a little bit throughout this session. And that's fine. So again, here I'm just saying, can you move with me? Can we change direction? I'm not asking any particular shape of him. I'm not forcing any kind of a bend or anything. I'm just kind of seeing how he's feeling. He's moving in a nice, relaxed, kind of a slower motion today, which is good for this video. Back up there, and resetting the shoulders here a little thinking in a backward step, and then I think I redirect those shoulders out because he came in toward me onto the circle. So I'm just rewarding along the way as he's able to take my guidance. Oh, and I clipped the line on here. Yes, I think I had just clipped it on. Okay. That's what I rewarded for on that last one, was just him letting me clip the line on. Some horses get where they start swinging their head all around or turning it away from you when they see the line coming because they have maybe a negative association with the line. So I'm trying to make, I've seen some of this negative association with the line in the arena setting with this horse. So I'm trying to say, oh, I see how you feel about this. Let me see if I can help you change your feelings about this to make it a little more of a positive experience. So I take my time with him. I don't just start moving around. He's offering a backup. And I say, that's great. Can you come forward off of energy now as well? And when I brought my body language to draw him in, I gave him a little feel on that line so he can start to associate this gentle guidance. Yes. And when he's able to comply with feel that energy and respond, I reward him. I think this is what he's offering a backup. I don't go with his idea here. I just say, that's great. Can you now come forward toward me? So now I'm rewarding the opposite. Mo had been a little pushy into my space in the past, why I'd gotten him to back out of my space when I just kind of swished my hand a little bit. And so he's being very polite and offering me lots of space. And now I'm just saying, that's wonderful. Can you now come in a little bit? And then I think here's where I start to incorporate some gentle feel on the line, a little sideways, a little bend to the left, and rewarding it when he can just sort of follow my feel. Good. A little forward and a little to the right. Very good. And over very nice. Now let him chew a little and ask for a down to follow the feel downwards and rewarding for that. Follow the feel up and rewarding for that. And I'm trying to reward him in the up position instead of letting him dive his head down for the reward. He's doing a super job so far. I think this is maybe the second or maybe the third time, but I've only asked him once or twice before with this follow the feel. And he was quite bracy with it. So I'm really pleased that already he's being so relaxed and following the guidance here in this session. Beautiful. I'm just using very, very light pressure when I ask. Asking him to come forward. He's following my body language really nicely. So I just want to reiterate that that's what I'm asking for, that he's on the right track. Now I'm organizing myself to get us set up to walk off here and to change the exercise. And so going out onto a bigger circle. Smell the food, right, Phoebe? I was talking so that I could send this recording, that recording that I made today, to his owner, Andrea. So I was talking to Andrea about some things I was doing. But yes, basically saying I'm setting up a shoulder-fore. So first time asking, he comes into me and he runs through my aids. This is where I can tell that Mo has a little negative association with the line. He got bracy and just pushed right into my soft guidance. He didn't follow my guidance. So I actually put the stick in front of his chest, which we've talked about. I communicated with him before to stop him. And I think I asked for a little backup and directed the shoulders over again to reset and re-ask. So I didn't give him any harsh corrections. I didn't get after him for not following my guidance. I just said, no problem. And there I'm going to reward for how he's positioning himself. Here, I'm going to start to ask for a little shoulder-fore. I'm going to ask for that inside hind leg to step under a little, which is going to just give a bend and draw those shoulders in a touch. He's positioned nicely here. You can see the inside hind leg. Whoops, before he messed you up there. So here he just swung way over with his hindquarters because he was a little confused. I say, no problem. He's trying to figure out what the guidance means here. He has no idea. Definitely the learning phase. Oh, that's right. He was a little unsure about being up next to those bushes. Sometimes Mo gets a little bit not spooky, but he really shows me that he's not confident when he gets a little scared or worried about something. He wants to put me between the scary thing and himself. So here I'm asking him to try to stay with it, but I think he's going to be okay up there by the bushes with me on the inside and him on the outside. And he's like, okay, but he's a little sticky. And he keeps trying to reassure himself by putting his nose to the ground. So I let him. I just say, no problem. You can kind of reset, you can kind of recalibrate your nervous system here. You can keep yourself comfortable. So I didn't ask a lot through that on that first go, that first pass along that straight side, the long side, the straight line. I let him do his own regulation there. If I were to have interrupted that and got bossy with him, then he wouldn't be able to think straight or follow my guidance. So I say, no problem. You do what you need to do to regulate. All I asked of him there was to keep himself along the fence line with me on the inside. Changing direction so that I can set up to come down the long side along the straight line toward the camera now. So now I'll just be speaking to that inside, excuse me, the right hind leg. Even a little balancing back up step there. Waiting for a connection here. I don't want to start going without him feeling like we're connected. And here we go. And there comes the push. So he went through, he started to go through my aids, and then I put the stick up, energy toward the chest to say, whoop, that aid on the nose, on the cavesson means to stop. And then he's like, oh, okay. So he did. I gave him the reward right away. A little step back, rewarding to back up, letting him chew and think about that for a little bit before I ask the next question. He's doing a great job, staying really relaxed. We're working through stuff. It gets a little sticky coming up toward those bushes. No problem. My guidance is gentle, and I'm quick to reward him when I see any slightest try from him. I let him put his nose down to the ground to kind of regulate his nervous system here. I love self-regulating horses. Okay, inside hind leg, beautiful step. Oof, nice, rewarding that. You can see that inside hind leg is set up actually more in a shoulder in position toward the outside front leg. Now we're in a shoulder-fore position. The bend is to the inside. He's doing a great job following the guidance. He almost pushed through there, and then he did a little counter bend to look outside the circle. I say, no problem. Let's set up again. And here my body language is asking. Ooh, he went through the line, the cavesson aid there. So I dropped the cavesson and spoke directly to his body with my hand to his chest to say, that's what that meant when I caught you on the line like that. When you felt that little bit of pressure, that's what I was actually speaking to your body there. So cool. He's able to give me some steps here. Really nice. You can see he's thinking a lot. He's listening to me. He's got those listening ears. He's doing a great job. So I try to reward often. I ask very little, but I reward often for every little softness that he gives me. Next, let me go out away from the straight line. I think I'm going to turn, change directions. And I think I do it again, asking for that shoulder and shoulder-fore to the left. We'll see what I do here. Getting a nice relaxed walk on the circle, out in the open. Here I'm going to change directions. I did a little little shoulder draw. Yeah, you might not have seen my hand go up. That was to catch his shoulders. We had just worked on that as well over the past couple of sessions, or during some sessions anyway, where I would catch the shoulder, and he responded to that. So I rewarded him on the shoulder draw. Now I'm setting up our straight line. to come back to this.
Yeah, we can.
Good, getting the shoulders in order here, getting the body organized to set up for. Good. He was thinking about pushing into me. And then I put my hands up and he said, oh, okay. Good. Now talking to this left hind leg, looking for that left hind leg to step under without pushing through and barging with the shoulders. And he listened much better there this time than on our first go round with the left side. So here we go. Asking again, left hind leg. I actually broke it down like in between the steps even here. There we go. Inside hind leg. Yes. And then he starts pushing through. The second I feel him soften, I reward. And you can see he's positioned in a shoulder in kind of position. He's got the straight spine now, but that's okay. The soft bend will come with the spinal alignment. I'm not worried about that. Just speaking to his limbs. Good. Very nice. He was able to catch himself without falling in. Here, I asked the inside hind leg to step under, and it does. Very nice. He loses the bend, and we have a straighter spine, but that's okay. His limbs are listening, and the balance and the suppleness will come. He's very relaxed, so I reward that as well. Good. So I took those steps that we got on the straight line, and I just leave the straight line to go out on the circle. Looking for relaxation, asking for some bend. Very nice. I was asking for a little bend there without tanking all of the weight on the front, on the forehand. And he listened, so I rewarded him. Giving him guidance without the line, just going back to our liberty work basically here. Asking him to keep his shoulder out off of me because he was kind of falling in on that left shoulder. Let him have free reign of his head so he can sniff things if he wants. He doesn't feel overly controlled or like he's being micromanaged. He's still very much connected with me. Good boy. So that's all the work I'm going to do for today on the laterals with him. Just getting those steps where he had some control of the inside hind leg and a little on the shoulders. Here, I'm just seeing if I could stand above his head, where I'm up above his head on a block. I don't think I've done this much with mouth, if ever, if at all. Maybe once in the indoor, but I don't even know for sure. So I'm just gonna literally just reward. I'm doing a little scan and capture. If he does something I like, I reward it. Every time he steps a little closer to me, I'm not asking for anything. I'm not saying come closer. I'm just saying, I'm just going to stand here. Are you okay with that? Here I'm asking, since he's been responding nicely, and I thought it might be available, I asked for him to take a step forward. He picked up that front foot and put it down. So I just rewarded him to avoid any confusion or and give him lots of love. He's doing a great job. Doing a great job staying calm, trying to figure out the things I'm asking, pointing, and he came forward, so I reward that. I don't care that he stepped back. Doesn't matter to me. I just reward I'm focusing on the positive things that are going on here. What a guy. What a guy. Again, I'm not asking anything, just my presence up on the block, just asking for him to stay connected while I'm up there. Giving him lots of love, seeing how he feels about my hand up above his head like that. Because for once, he's got someone that's a little taller than him here. He's used to people being shorter than him. And here I'm at least at his head height. See if I can touch his back and his withers. Well, he just stands. Good job, Mo. So here I'm just kind of having a little fun with him, making the mounting block a nice palatable thing rather than, ugh, here comes something they're going to start asking and being demanding. Positive associations. Yeah, good. Checking both sides. I do always like to do things on both sides, not always in the same session, but I just thought I would see if it was available today for him to step over and show me his right side, since we had done this a little on the left side. And he's following my guidance with stepping forward. So I like it. Lots of praises for him. Good. I think I wrap it up after this. I think that we are just about done here. So, oh, and there I'm actually giving a little, if you saw a little feel on the line to ask him if he can step forward with that, follow the feel without any pressure, you know, physical pressure nor energetic pressure to perform. Like now you have to stand forward. I just said, can you like just even think about stepping forward? Good. And that's wonderful. That's all I needed him to do. He feels like I might be asking a little bit more, but I say, no, that's all I'm asking. And then he's like, oh, okay. Oh, that was really cool. I thought that was really fun. So anyway, this was just a little example of a training session with a young horse. First introduction of the laterals. He can do a pretty good yielding of the shoulder and the hind legs. So I just thought that I would introduce the shoulder-fore and see how that goes. And I was pretty impressed. Having a little fun here at the mounting block. And that's where we end it. So